If it wasn't for them, and if it wasn't for that specific nurse, I wouldn't be here talking to you today, 18, 19 years later.
Hi everyone, today we are with Bojan Ristovski. He is going to tell us a little bit about him. Hi Bojan. The first question is quite easy. Who are you? What is your favorite food? And what are you passionate about right now?
Hello everyone, I'm Boki, and currently I work as a patient advocate on the new YARN project, aka the European Cancer Network. I also run my own one-man band marketing agency, which focuses on communication and about the food. I would like to say that us from the Balkans, aka and Eastern Europe, like to say that we are the Latinos of Europe, aka no offense to the Spanish and the Portuguese, or like winter Latinos, because we have really hot blood, and we really like to eat, like to have fun, like to party, like to be social and be with people all the time. We love meat, we like baked dishes, we love pastries, but one thing that goes in summer with everything, it's a salad called shopska salata or shopska salad.
And what are you passionate about right now?
So right now, I'm very passionate about making a bigger impact with our new project. I'm very passionate about building my business because like I really love traveling. I really love the, let's say, the remote worker or digital nomad style life. And last but not least, my current goal is like to travel as much as I can, but also build a presence on social media and build a community of other people that are doing the same stuff as me, but also building a community of youth cancer survivors in the Balkans and in Macedonia.
How was to have cancer in Macedonia?
I didn't know my official diagnosis until like 5 years later. Somehow, a nurse at the pediatric hospital here in Skopje, by one, two, three, four, five people, got the number of my mom, called my mom, and my mom told me, "Hey, Nurse Jackie wants to say something to you." She invited me to the first camp for youth cancer survivors in Serbia back in 2013. Or over there, I found out that there are people like me with the same desires, with the same wishes, that have passed through the same thing as me, and I felt like I was not alone. Like I didn't felt very different, but like I found very similar people to me. But after that, I was invited to another event, which was the first meeting of youth cancer survivors in Belgrade, where I had the chance to meet my fellow peers from the all of the ex-Yugoslavian countries. Because we needed to go to Belgrade, we needed to raise funds for the ticket. Over there, I was going through the different transportation companies, and I just saw on a piece of paper that the diagnosis was non-Hodgkin lymphoma. And when, because I'm a curious creature, when I researched it, it made it to be like a pretty big deal in the cancer community. But like for me, it was something that I needed to go through. It was not hard. It was not easy. We had like a lot of hard moments and a lot of beautiful moments. But like the nurses and the doctors, and from then until now, give their all, and they're making something out of nothing, because the Macedonian healthcare system is not that great, and we still like proper follow up and transition. But I consider them as a part of my family, and they considered me as a part of them. If it wasn't for them, and if it wasn't for that specific nurse, I wouldn't be here talking to you today, 18, 19 years later.
Do you know many people with a lip cancer experience, and how can you describe them in one word?
So I would say we are one crazy bunch, because like over here in the Balkans, we joke that they sprinkled something in our text to make us this like crazy, full of life people with like a new appreciation for life.
Do you have any side effects that actually you like about having cancer or about the treatments?
Yeah, I joke about this. I joke about it quite frequently. Is that I think that one of the best side effects of going through treatment was that it made my body more resilient to any kind of bad thing, of any kind of toxin, on any kind of stress.
What is the dumbest thing or stupidest thing someone have ever told you about having cancer?
I have a lot of stories from other people that said that is cancer contagious? Is this or is that? Or like, are you okay right now? But like I would say not the dumbest, but the funniest thing to me is that I don't consider survivor cancer as something big and pompous. That's why I will just nonchalantly and casually mention it in a conversation like it's nothing. And like a lot of people ask me, Boki, how are you traveling so much? What do you do for work? What's like why aren't you home? Like how can you, like the biggest worry in the Balkan and maybe the Latino community, how can you afford this, bro? And I said to them like I'm going to these events as work because I need to be there. I need to create content or be there in a role of a patient advocate, and I just need to be there. And I was like, hey, but how can I do that as well? I mean, like I just survived cancer, and now I'm in that position, and everybody was all petrified and stuff like but okay, hey bro, are you well right now? Is everything okay? Sorry if I offended you, because there is a lot of stigma around that in the Balkans.
What changes would you like to see in your community that will help people with a lead cancer experience?
In Macedonia, we need to change everything from the ground up. I mean, right now, the current healthcare system is like a legacy from old Yugoslavian and the systems that were put in place by doctors that were taught by other doctors that lived in Yugoslavia. And right now, they are doing their best to to make something out of nothing by going to conferences, sending out other doctors. But first of all, doctors need to be paid fair. And then we can talk about having the right medication, the right treatment, following the treatment to the last letter, and implementing a proper follow-up, a proper transition period, and giving them a roadmap on what they should do. Because like, even me, who you may seem on this podcast as high, mighty, and knowledgeable, I haven't been on checkup. There isn't a person to tell you you need to go and somebody to just remind you that you need to go because life happens.
And the last question, do you think that there is something about your personality that you were like this before having cancer and that you are still like this after cancer?
As you and the viewers can notice, I like to talk a lot and I'm very expressive. I've always been like that. Even during my treatment, I would like to talk a lot because I use that as a way to express my feelings, to not have my feelings bother me in my head.
So thank you, Boki, for this interview.
Bye, 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 bye. Ciao, ciao.